Good day. We have the title of this research, Exploring the Use of the Intervention Strategies in the Junior High School Science Classes. The proponents of this research, we have Dr. Riza D. Soberano, yours truly, Loida A. Arce, and Priscila D. Cabigting. For the rationale of this study, according to McCormack in 2013, he defined the intervention as a process of implementing various approaches to help students rectify their shortcomings in class and improve their class attainment. The aim is to modify, adapt, and reflect on the appropriate teaching approaches for some students by embracing every student's behavioral and instructional needs and abilities according to Bond in 2014. It helps students cope with learning standards according to Lynch into 2020. Another is that this research aims to explore the intervention strategies used by the junior high school science classes in the DepEd Cavite Province. It will also identify the intervention strategies used in science classes that conform with those prescribed by the Department of Education and the percentage of the conformance of these strategies. For the key literature, according to Cormack in 2013, he defined the intervention as the process of implementing various approaches to help students rectify their shortcomings in class, identified through regular short focus guidance programs. Another is that the intervention is most beneficial when it includes the following. First, explicit and systematic instruction. Second is the opportunities for students to consolidate information. Third is the small group formats. Fourth is the small time frame provided on a regular basis. Next is the extent opportunities for guided, independent, and cumulative practice. And the last, or the second to the last, is the teacher feedback. And the last is the monitoring of progress, according again to McCormack in 2013. According to Lynch in 2020, he discussed some of the science intervention strategies for teachers to help students cope with learning standards. We have also the differentiation or differentiated instruction depending on the individual needs for each student. The fast learning students can be given activities that foster the higher order thinking skills or the HATS, which allows them to defend their knowledge about the subject, while allowing students who are struggling to receive individualized instruction or any assistance they need from their teachers. Scaffolding instruction primarily imperative for the struggling students. Teachers must provide a review session every day or before moving to the next topic to ensure that students will catch a full grasp of the topics taught. Another key literature is that it suggested the intervention that possibly work to improve the educational outcomes of students, metacognition and self-regulation, collaborative learning and effective feedback, homework, one-is-to-one, or tuition and peer tutoring. Such suggestions were based on research conducted by Sutton or Trust and Educational Endowment Fund, which investigated the effects of various teaching and learning strategies on disadvantaged students. Results of the intervention showed that the said learners have positive progress on their learning and attainment. For the research question of this study aims to explore the intervention strategies used among the junior high school science classes in the DepEd Cavite Province. Specifically, it seeks to answer the following research question. First is that what intervention strategies are used in the junior high school science classes? Second is that which intervention strategies used in science classes conform with those prescribed by the DepEd? Third, what is the percentage of the conformance of the intervention strategies used with those prescribed by the DepEd? Fourth, what policy implementation activities on the use of intervention strategies in science can be recommended? For the methodology for the population and sampling, total enumeration of 64 junior high school students as the population of the study. For the data gathering, first, we have to seek permission from the SDS of the SDO Cavite to conduct the research activity, access the junior high school LOA database, and download the data for the third and the fourth quarter on intervention strategies. Subjected the available data to content analysis to control the quality of the content. For the findings of the study, for the table 1, for the intervention strategies of the junior high school science during the third quarter for school year 2020 to 2021. For a great percentage, we have the without intervention for the 34.38%. It was followed by 26.56% or adjusting the level of difficulty of activities and providing supplementary activities. For the table 2, we have the intervention strategies of the junior high school science during the fourth quarter for school year 2020 to 2021. We have for the greater percentage of 52.38%, which is without intervention. It was followed by 17.46% or the completion of tasks, extended the submission of outputs, follow-up to learners, and communication to parents. For the table 3, which is all about the intervention strategies given by the junior high school and science classes, for the third and the fourth quarter for school year 2020 to 2021 conform on the DepEd guidelines. So as we can see on the table, we have for the first column of the table, we have the intervention strategies by the junior high school science teachers. And then on the next or the second column, which is the base on the DepEd memorandum that is according to CI 2020-00162 dated July 21 to 2021, entitled The Suggested Strategies in Implementing Distance Learning Modalities, or the DLDM for school year 20 to 21. Say, for example, we have the completion of the task, extended the submission of the outputs, follow-up on learners, and communication to parents. So that is corresponding to the extending time of completion of tasks. Then we have also the adjusting the level of difficulty of activities and providing supplementary activities. That is aligned to the adjusting the level of difficulty of the learning contents or tasks. We have also conducted the home visitation that corresponds to seeking more supervised time with the learning facilitator. We also provided tutorial video lessons, video clip, Google Meets, YouTube, and online consultation. So that is correspond to providing more guided activities before proceeding to the independent activities, giving sample prototype learning activities or outputs or models to serve as reference for our students. We also have the thinking skills and direct instruction. We have the strengthening and monitoring of the submission of outputs. And we have also the without intervention. The intervention strategies implemented by the junior high school teachers, junior high school science teachers in the division conform with the suggested intervention strategies by the DepEd. So we have the following: extending the time of the completion tasks, adjusting the level of difficulty of the learning contents or tasks, providing more guided activities before proceeding to independent activities. We have also seeking more supervised time with learning facilitator and giving sample prototype learning outputs or models to serve as reference for his or her own activity. The intervention utilized by the junior high school science teachers are the completion of tasks, extended the submission of outputs, follow-up on learners, and communication with parents, adjusting the level of difficulty of activities, and supplementary activities. We've also conducted home visitation, provide video lesson or tutorial, video clips, Google Meet, YouTube, and the thinking skills and the direct instruction. The intervention strategies also conform for about 66% during the third quarter and 47.62% during the fourth quarter for the school year 2020 to 2021, based on the guidelines or the DepEd Memorandum CI 2020-00162. And for the recommendation of this study, there should be a webinar training on the use of the intervention strategies on science to determine its effectiveness and how it can help our learners master the most essential learning competencies or the MELCs. And that is for the reference of this study. Thank you for listening and a pleasant day to all.